Hey boys, what's up? Welcome back, another Poem Master video. So tonight we're gonna have the new Dojo Gloria drop in the game. Now, as usual, we will be pulling for our live, so make sure y'all are subscribed so we could, check her out live, right? At least the polls. So Dojo Gloria, again, like I've mentioned this in the I think trailer video, right? She just came at a slightly unfortunate time. People are hyped about like the next Hoenn arc stuff. Even before that, the Johto Mass Fairs and all, right? So people kind of like forget about, this Gloria and the Karina, but this Gloria is freaking good, man. This Gloria is incredibly strong. Like, holy. Let's get into it, right? So first of all, in terms of like base stats wise, this is a very, very high base attack, right? Incredibly high base attack. Pretty good base HP as well. I mean, she's attack, by the way, and then yeah, 336 speed, which is good speed. And if you look at her moves, very, very, very powerful moves. First of all, you got Surging Strikes, which 48 base power, but it hits 3 times in a row. So, I mean, do the math there, right? And yeah, and all these hits, right, as long as they're successful, right, are all, crits as well. So there's that. You got Iron Head and Close Combat, and then you have, which are both very, very, relatively powerful. Iron Head's not that powerful, but Close Combat's a very, very powerful move as well, right? And then you have your training move, Flow Like Water, reduce your sync move countdown by 1, raise attack by 3, which you could use twice, and then your sync nuke is based on lowering the target's defense, so that's very, very, very good, right? Water sync impact, and also you could Dynamax, or Gigantamax, I guess in this case, the Urshifu, right? And then you get Gmax Rapid Flow, Max Steel Spike, and Max Knuckle. So she really is like a water fighting steel version of SS Giovanni, right? Arguably better. I would say she's probably better than Giovanni, SS Giovanni. It's just that SS Giovanni covers more interesting types, right? Like poison, like ground, and steel instead of, I guess, water, steel, and fighting. I mean, I guess the most interesting one over here is probably fighting. And by the way, she is the strongest fighting type damage dealer in the game, even though she's not fighting type. In terms of just DPS, right? So, anyways, checking out some of the rapid flow. They're all crits, right? And ignores passives that reduce damage, all that stuff. So it's got like the piercing blows thing sort of in innate over here. And you have Max Steel Spike, which raises your team's defense, and the Max Knuckle raises your team's attack, right? So yeah, she's basically like a stronger version of SS Giovanni, with obviously again different types over here, kind of, in a sense. So anyways, moving on to its passives. Punishing Strike 9, 100% chance of lowering the target's defense by 1 when your attacks against it hits. If the move has a multi-strike effect tag, 100% chance of lowering the target's defense by 1 stat rank for each hit. So every time you use Surging Strikes, assuming all 3 hits, hit. I mean, it's 100% accuracy, right? It's that bad. You're getting -3 defense on the opponent. -3 defense on the opponent, on top of the very, very, again, high base power over here, right? What even is 48 times 3? 144, right? Hitting them 3 times, -3 defense. Use 2 Surging Strikes and they're at -6 defense. On top of dealing really, really good damage to them at the same time, right? Because, a lot of moves when you are debuffing, opponents, like one of the best debuffing, the defense debuffing moves in the game is Screech, right? 2 gauge move, the opponent's defense -2. But you're also losing out a turn on doing damage. Although most Screech units, I feel like, aren't really damage dealers anyways. But it's like, the big one is like, what, Alolan Grimsley? But regardless, right? I mean, it doesn't do any damage at all. But the Surging Strikes, not only is it even better than Screech in terms of debuffing defense, because Screech debuffs 2, this debuffs 3, right? It also does a lot of damage. Like, this is an insane combo. Absolutely, like, just bonkers combo, right? And on top of, the sync move multiplier innate over here is based on defense, right? More defense is lowered. And then you have Recharging Strike 4, 50% chance of charging the move gauge by 1 when attack move hits. If there's a multi-strike tag effect, 50% chance for each hit. Each hit, you have a 50% chance of getting 1 gauge back as well. That is crazy. Crazy. Critical sync, except in certain circumstances, your sync move lands always as a crit as well. So you don't even need to like bring a crit buffer for her, right? Because her rapid strikes over here, or not rapid strikes, surging strikes over here always crit, right? Your sync always crit, and then your Gmax, you know, rapid flow always crits as well. The only reason why you would want to run a crit buffer with her is if you are, you know, running either Iron Head or Close Combat, right? With the other, then okay, sure, you bring a crit buffer. But otherwise, you don't even need to bring a crit buffer, right? So yeah, this unit is like actually insane. Like if you want to look at the numbers, right? Yeah, here it is. This is Archie levels of damage, surging strikes. Archie levels of damage, right? In fact, it does more damage than Archie, if you don't count the super effective up that Archie gets, right? Does more damage than Archie. And also single target, by the way. And also debuffs the opponent's defense by 3. Every time you hit him. Although I do think this is probably calculated with some defense drops already, but anyways, regardless, right? And then Nuke, second highest water in the game, right? And then obviously your max move also does, that's an extra 2 million, right? 2.6 million. 2 million on your max moves, 1 million on your regular moves, and 7 million on your sync moves is insane. And the even crazier part is, right, if you ever critted, you could actually maximize Nessa's nuke, which is now overtaken Champion Iris as the highest possible nuke in the game. Stronger than Champion Iris now. Number 1 biggest nuke in the game. The Nessa nuke. The Nessa nuke. Right? Now with the help of Dojo Gloria. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy stuff, man. If you run them together, look. That's a 1.2 million regular move. And then Nessa's another million damage dealer. And again, the max move over here. And then over here, you have got the 10 million Nessa nuke. This insanity, absolute insanity. And then like it's not like the other like types are like bad or whatever. The other types are like solid too, right? If you look at the fighting, right? Again, number 1 fighting type damage dealer in the game. Dojo Gloria over here, 840k, right? In comparison to it's even more than Diantha, right? And obviously more than stuff like Guzma. This does count like 2 misses from Guzma. But like obviously on average 1 hit, it's nowhere. It's like really like half of Dojo Gloria's close combat. Right, so kind of crazy as well. Over there. And obviously we don't have fighting zone yet. So once we do get fighting zone, this is gonna go crazy. Gonna go absolutely crazy. Right, and then you have a obviously pretty powerful max move here as well. Again, fighting does lack a bit because of the fact of you know, no zone or whatever. Right. But at the moment, still very, very good. And even if you look at steel type damage, right, over here, it's still very, 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 very good, right? It's a 900, that's almost a million. That's almost a million there, right? Almost a million there with the steel type damage. And obviously you got some really good stuff here as well. 2 million on your, on the max move there too. So all 3 types are very, very, very powerful that she has, right? And again, especially the water type. I know, you know, there's a billion water types, but she's like the best one. So there's that, I guess. And she enables, again, the best nuke in the game in terms of Nessa, right? So looking at her grid, right, in terms of if you are planning to pull her, how many do you want to go for, right? Whether it's through extra pulls or candy, right? Obviously, that's up to you. So in terms of her 1 out of 5, she doesn't have much. It's just move get refresh on all this stuff. Although the surging strikes, I know it's only a +1, but I mean you get a lot out of these +1s, right? With the 3 extra hits and all that stuff. So there's that. Then at 2 out of 5, you have Racing Rain 2, Quick Cure, MP Refresher Trainer Move, Iron Head Aggravation. I feel like none of these are super important. You have Attack +20 over there on the top right corner as well. The big one I feel like is Iron Head Aggravation if you are going for Iron Head, right? I do feel like most of her stuff is at 3 out of 5, right? So at 3 out of 5, you get Insult to Injury, first of all. That's a very, very big multiplier over there, right? Relentless for your extra sync stuff. Tripping Strike 9, which is the same thing as the other thing. Your defense debuff, Bunny Strike 9, except for speed, right? Also Hunter's Instinct. Obviously, that's another nice multiplier over there. You do need Tripping Strike 9, right, to help max Surface's multipliers. So there is that to keep in mind. So Hunter's Instinct, Relentless, Insult to Injury, all 3 big multipliers. Usually Hunter's Instinct is a terrible multiplier, but she has Tripping Strike 9, so it's not bad anymore. Got Adrenaline 1, which is fantastic as well. Endurance is kind of whatever. Max Double Down 3 is kind of whatever, but I mean, dude, I'm talking about a 30% multiplier to max moves that have a base power of 400 or something stupid like that, right? And I'm calling it whatever because in comparison to the rest of her kit, it's fantastic, right? But in comparison to the rest of her kit, it's kind of whatever. And then Stacking Strike 9, which you know, if you really don't want to run a crit buffer and you're trying to use Iron Head or Close Combat, then you could use this, and then you could use 2 Surging Strikes to max out. Well, 1, debuff the opponent's defense to 6, and then max out your crit over here like that, I guess. Right, so that is an option, right? So yeah, her 3 out of almost all of her stuff is at 3. I would say, I don't know, I wouldn't even say all of her stuff is at 3 out of 5. So do keep that in mind, right, when you are planning to go for her or whatever, right? So there is that, right? A tech unit, use tech candies, isn't that? So yeah, this is an insane unit, absolutely just bonkers unit, right? I would say she's better than SS Ethan, right? Even though SS Ethan, Master Pharaoh, etc. Which, you know, Ethan being a Master Pharaoh, it's still probably, you know, if I had to pick, I'd probably go for the Master Pharaoh. But if you want to talk about power, right? How powerful a damage dealer is over here, I'm taking Gloria, man. I'm taking Gloria, easily. I don't even think I would even consider it too much, right? Even compared to whatever the other one is up at the moment. Oh, Summer End, right? I'm taking Gloria. What else is coming up? Karina. Oh, god damn, that SS Karina is really good too. But I'm probably going with Gloria as well. What else? I think there's a few reruns. What's Emmett? Oh, come on. Oh, Emmett? No, obviously I'm taking Gloria over that as well, right? So, yeah, she's very good. Incredibly good, right? Probably one of the best strikers we've had since, probably since SS Serena, which is probably still the #1 striker in the game, right? Well, she's not a striker, but, you know. Damage dealer. Which is insane, right? She's like SS Diantha, on steroids, kind of. Yeah, she's very good. But that being said, keep in mind, Vilnark's coming up, Anniversary's coming up, right? Her banner should run until we know what's going on with the next update, right? In terms of the Vilnark unit, so even if you do want to pull for her, right? Which again, I would say it's a pretty fantastic choice if you do want to pull for her, right? Just wait a bit, right? Just wait it out a bit, see what the next update has in store first, right? Before deciding, right? Because again, the Vilnar coming up could be nuts, right? Could be nuts. And for people who say, oh, come on, water type, right? Okay, well, yeah, but still, she's the best water type damage dealer in the game, right? On top of the fact that she's also a very good fighting type damage dealer. A very good, you know, steel type damage dealer as well, right? And even if you don't even want to use her for a damage dealer, you could completely ignore her as a damage dealer, by the way. You could completely ignore her. You could put her on any physical team and be a physical defense debuffer with Surging Strikes, right? And it's not going to be a huge detriment to your team's gauges either, because again, every single hit you have a 50% chance to get a gauge back, right? Even more if you want to pick up Moogie Crotch on that, right? So even if you're not fighting, right, and any of you're not fighting Water Week, you're not fighting Fighting Week, you're not fighting Steel Week, you can throw her onto any physical team, right? You know, Put her on a bug team, put her on a poison team, put her on a, I don't even know, fairy team, whatever, right? And boom, in 2 turns, the opponent has -6 defense, right? Any units that have, you know, Relentless or Insult to Injury as multipliers, right? I mean, damn, you want to use, like, Halloween Hilbert? Throw her in there, right? Throw her in there, Surging Strike the opponent twice, and then you got your multipliers maxed out. This is a ridiculous unit, right? Again, even if you don't need her to do damage, right? And by the way, she still will give you damage, right? I mean, if you really want, you know, on top of just help debuffing the opponent's defenses, even off type, this is gonna hit pretty, you know, pretty nice, right? So yeah, in terms of if we're gonna score this one, right, with the Johto Master Fairs leaving, I do feel like this is gonna be like a solid 7.5 out of 10 units. She is that good. She is really freaking good, right? Again, do keep in mind, as good as she is, just chill a bit, wait for the update, see what's in the next update before pulling, right? Especially if you're a free-to-play player, right? If you are, if you will, then sure, go for it, like, right away. If you're a whale, go, like, right away. But, you know, if you're a free-to-play player, just wait it out, see what's happening in the Hoenn arc. The Hoenn arc units suck, which I highly doubt, because usually the arc units are very good. Then sure, go for the Gloria, right? She's definitely worth it. But also, do also keep in mind the anniversary is also coming up, right? I know, people have been burned before for saving for the anniversary when the anniversary units maybe seem a bit, at the time at least, right? A bit more underwhelming in comparison to some units leading up. But I mean, almost all the anniversary units got much, like, better with time, because, like, they usually, you know, when you find, like, some of the anniversary units a bit kind of whatever, they have a track record of buffing them later on, right? I mean, they buffed Annie Steven later on, they buffed Anniversary Lily as well, right? That was a big one. And then Annie and Sorta, if you want to count them releasing Gauntlet as a well, that's not even Sword, that's a pretty direct buff, right? Releasing Gauntlet in the game, which he does really well in, so right. Anyways, that's me this one, I guess. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, enjoyed the videos of our channel for more Pokemon Masters content, all that stuff. And yeah, we'll be pulling for a later day, and I'll see you guys there then.